Rusted metal lock sat broken in a corner, like it had been snapped with brute force or deliberate intent. But there were no signs of a struggle. No signs of recent exit. Just cold. And silence. What disturbed the investigators the most wasn't the objects, it was the drawings. Dozens of them, torn from Emily's sketchbook, were pinned to the walls, using bits of wire. The drawings showed a girl and a woman, sometimes standing together, sometimes apart. One showed them in a dark room with no windows. Another showed them both lying down with shadows standing over them. But the most chilling illustration depicted a figure in the doorway, a tall, faceless man, drawn entirely in black ink. Around him were red scribbles, like blood or flames, covering the rest of the page. Below it, in the same hand, was written, "He comes at night." Investigators also found something that hadn't been mentioned publicly: a cheap camcorder, half buried beneath a pile of cloth. When reviewed, the footage inside would later confirm the unthinkable: a series of short, shaky clips, filmed entirely in the dark. In one, Rachel is heard whispering urgently to Emily, telling her to stay quiet. In another, Emily speaks into the lens with tears in her eyes, saying, "He said we're not allowed to leave." Then, a sound, a door, a metallic clank, and the footage cuts out. Whoever was behind the camera had erased most of the memory card, but fragments survived, and what they showed changed everything. That evidence alone shattered the theory that Rachel and Emily had simply drowned. It suggested that they were being held, that someone had planned this, and had used the remote lake as cover for a kidnapping. But how had they gotten here without being seen? And who had built the shelter? There were no fingerprints, no hair samples, no DNA, just signs of controlled isolation, as if Rachel and Emily had lived like ghosts beneath the surface of the lake, unseen by the world above. And now, they were gone again. The recovered camcorder was old, dusty, scratched, and missing its battery cover. Investigators were skeptical it would yield anything useful, but when forensic techs powered it up with a replacement battery and managed to extract the remaining data, what they found sent chills through the entire team. Only 3 video files were still intact. The rest had either been deleted or corrupted, beyond recovery. Still, those 3 clips offered a glimpse into the final days of Rachel and Emily's time underground and, perhaps, into the mind of whoever had put them there. The first video was short, less than a minute. It showed Emily, her face partially lit by the flickering beam of a dying flashlight. She was wrapped in a blanket, her cheeks hollow and pale, and her voice trembling. "He comes at night," she whispered, eyes darting to something off camera. "He doesn't talk, he just watches." Behind her, barely audible, was the sound of someone crying, Rachel, maybe, and something else,